Good afternoon to you all. Welcome this particular session of CA Intermediate Paper 3 Cost and Management Accounting. Myself, Dr. N.N. Sengupta, and with me, my colleague CA Mayank Jain. We both will be discussing with you. Mayank is a chartered accountant and he's having a fair bit of understanding about this particular subject. And I also, being a faculty of the Board of Studies, is having a fair idea about this particular subject. And from Board of Studies, we always try to hold your hands in different aspects, try to guide you that how we should be going, what are the ways you can probably improve yourself, where you are going wrong, which are the area where you need your improvement, what are the tips we can give. Though there is no shortcut as such, I think you all will agree with me that you need to work very hard and you need to pursue different things, practice the questions a lot. With this background, this is a paper 3, which is a very important paper of Group 1 of Intermediate. I think this is interestingly one of the most difficult paper, as you can tell, this particular paper. So considering all those points, if we say that, you need to give a lot of attention to this particular subject, and your importance, your persuasion, giving importance to this particular paper is going to be very, very important. So with this particular note, we'll be starting, and how we'll be going, what are the things we have incorporated in this particular subject. Mayank, I think we have incorporated syllabus of this particular subject, the weightage of this particular subject. Certain questions we have taken which will help you to understand different concepts. And then there are different tips, I can say, which is also included in this. So with this, I think let us start this particular session. One by one we'll be doing it, and you can post your query. I can see that few of the people has given their initial remark. Obviously, there is no technical query as such, but whenever we'll be having any technical query, you please let us know so that we can answer your queries as well. Now, initially, what are the points of discussion? CA Mayank will be interacting with you some other day, and today I'll be taking you through. But I thought, being a faculty also, that you should be knowing each one of us. So thank you very much, Mayank, to be with us, and I'm sure that in the next session we both will be, interacting with all the students.
Yes.
So thank you very much. And now, as far as the points of discussion is concerned, syllabus and weightage are the major points of discussion that we'll do in the very first part. Then we'll discuss the skill-wise weightage, means what are the difference, numerical question or theoretical question or different kind of section-wise weightage and skill-wise weightage. So both will be discussing as section-wise as well as skill-wise. And then we'll be analyzing the question paper, that how the question paper comes, what is the structure of the question paper we see generally, summary of each chapter with very important points to remember, that also we'll do, and then we'll be sharing some preparation tips. How to revise, that also we'll see, examination do's and do nots at last we'll go through. Syllabus and section-wise weightage, overview of cost and management accounting. Yes, we'll be talking about tips, Kiran. Don't worry about that. We'll be talking about some tips as well as how you can revise that. But first, let us go through the initial things, and one by one, I'll be touching those stuff as well. Okay. So first, overview of cost and management accounting is there. You can see that overview of cost and management accounting is there, 10 to 15%, and which comes to 12 to 19 marks. There are two portion which is associated with this. One is the introduction to cost and management accounting. Another is the elements of cost and preparation of cost sheet. Then ascertainment of cost and cost accounting system. So there is material cost, there is employee cost, there is overhead, there is ABC, there is recording and accounting of cost. Then there is method of costing, which includes single output, unit costing, job costing, batch costing, contract costing, process and operation costing. So these are the things which will be there in the third part. Second part, as I already told you, very important part, and there are 35 to 40% weightage is given and 44 to 50 marks. So you can keep this weightage in mind also while going through the syllabus. Then the single costing, job costing, batch costing, contract costing, process and costing of service sector, which is 25 to 30% and 31 to 38 marks. So that's going to be very, very important. Then the cost control and analysis, which is 20 to 25%, that is of 25 to 31 marks. This is the last part where the standard costing, marginal costing, as well as budget and budgetary control, all things will be included. If you talk about skill-wise weightage, level 1 and level 2, 20 to 30% is level 1 and 70 to 80% is level 2. So this is 20 to 30% and this is 70 to 80% weightage, which means this is the theoretical part, theoretical question, and this is the numerical question. So you need to concentrate on this two part as well. Now, what is the structure of question paper? Obviously, you have gone through the previous year question paper and probably you have seen that compulsory question consisting of 4 numerical of 5 marks each. So that will be 20 marks. And then a numerical and theoretical question is of 20 into 4, that is of 80 marks. Then last question, 4 question of 5 marks. There will be one internal choice, means one question of 2 marks there will be internal choice, which is also a theoretical question. So basically these two can be numerical and theoretical question, and here this is basically comes to 70 to 80%, as I already told you, and balance this theoretical part and this theoretical part will be forming the normal theoretical question. Some of you were asking chapter wise, you want to say chapter is given chronologically. This is chapter 1. This is cost sheet, which is chapter 5. This is chapter 2. This is chapter 3. This is chapter 4. This is 5. So this is 6 actually, the cost sheet. Then this is chapter 7. Then these are the other chapter. 8 is there, 9 is there, 10 is there, 11 is there, and then 12, 13, 12 is also there. 12 is service costing. Then 13, 14, and 15. These three are last 3 chapters: standard costing, marginal costing, and budget and budgetary control. Skill-wise weightage, there is 20 to 30% and 70 to 80%. Structure of question paper, 125, including a general choice of 25 marks. Now, as far as the preparation is concerned, there are good habits and what you want to study. As far as the good habit is concerned, analytically you can grasp and keep in your mind. Brief and clear your self notes. So these are some of the Setam Raju, is your queries clear, beta? Chapter wise you wanted to know, so chapter wise only I have informed you. Is it okay? Yes, good afternoon, Mohit. Any query? Yes, Mr. Mohit, any queries you have? Okay. So then at one sitting, you probably is not required to study too much. You can give a break in between. A specific time for specific topics of specific subject means detailed planning. Study at the same time of each day. Tell your friends not to call during your specific study time. Review your study after a brief period, let us say after 1 week. Improve your concentration, do yoga, exercise, and meditation. What to study? Read and practice study material conceptually. Practice previous year suggested answer, RTP, MTP, etc. So read and practice the study material conceptually. Note down the things, in short form in your own handwriting, and then you can previous practice not only the all the question of the study material but also previous year suggested answers, RTPs, MTPs, etc. And then there is student journal, which is the capsule. Understand the concept. First of all, no vague or sketchy answer should be given to the theoretical question. Point wise, very clear question to be given. Thank you, Mohit. Whenever you will be having any query, you please let me know. Practice the numerical question again and again. Practice will make you perfect. So practicing the numerical questions is very, very important. Avoid the selective study. Understand the difference between absorption costing, standard costing, and marginal costing. Understanding logic behind formula, that is stock level and variance. Make use of working notes, tables, bullets, points, etc. wherever necessary. Then introduction to cost and management accounting, objectives of cost and management accounting, scope of cost accounting, relationship of cost and management accounting with other related discipline, use of IT costing, users of IT management accounting, cost and management accounting, role, cost object, responsibility center, and cost classification. So there may be theoretical question generally from this particular topic, and you need to have point wise all this topic ready, and everything is covered in detail in the study material. Classification of cost. So element wise, if you see nature wise, direct material, direct labor, and direct expenses, indirect material. Function wise, actually these are the part of the nature wise, just to give correlation with your what I will say cost sheet. These are the major classification: production oblique manufacturing overhead, administrative overhead, selling overhead, distribution overhead, research and development cost, etc. Then by variability or behavior, fixed cost, variable cost, and semi-variable cost. Controllability, controllable cost and uncontrollable cost. Normality, normal cost and abnormal cost. And then there are certain cost which is as per the decision making or cost related to managerial decision making. There can be different cost, and you need to have a what I will say clear understanding of all this cost, like predetermined cost, standard cost, marginal cost, estimated cost. This all definition with examples. Please go through from the study material one line by one line. So just write down the brief of these things and give the example, get the example ready. So this is in brief the chapter 1. Then chapter 2, these are the things which is there. So this part is the numerical part. This is the theoretical part and very important generally comes. Then this is also a theoretical part, and then obviously this is another numerical part. This is a theoretical part. So the practical question perspective, there are questions related to EOQ, ROQ, various levels of inventory, LIFO, FIFO, and conceptually understanding wise bills of material, MRN, purchase requisition, GRN, MRN, bin card, stores ledger, all these things will be there. Accounting and control of waste, scrap, spoilage, and defective, that also has to be there. Basic formula, there will be reorder level plus reorder quantity minus minimum consumption into minimum reorder period. Then minimum stock level, reorder level minus average lead time into average consumption. Minimum stock level plus average is minimum plus maximum by 2, or minimum level plus half of reorder quantity. So you can use any of these two. Then reorder level you can calculate in different way. All you should be remembering, because you never know that which information will be given. So according to the information given, you can shift to very quickly, which is required. So minimum reorder period, maximum reorder period, and maximum consumption. Then normal usage into average, delivery time plus the minimum stock level. Then safety stock plus lead time consumption. Minimum consumption into emergency delivery time. So that is another very important one. Root over 2 into annual consumption into cost of placing an order. A custom carrying cost per unit per annum. An inventory turnover ratio, there will be material consumption divided by average inventory. And inventory turnover ratio will be 365 divided by inventory turnover ratio. So inventory turnover period, if you want to calculate 365. So for an example, your inventory turnover ratio is, let's say, 10. And if you want to calculate the inventory turnover period, it will be 360. I am assuming 360 days per year divided by 10. So it will be 36 days. So conceptually, you should be very clear that how these things should be calculated. Then safety stock, annual demand by 365 into maximum lead time minus average lead time. Then total inventory cost, ordering cost plus carrying cost plus purchase cost. Then ordering cost also can be calculated, annual consumption into cost of placing an order divided by quantity ordered. And carrying cost will be quantity ordered divided by 2 into price per unit into carrying cost. So you can calculate, this is the ordering cost and this is the carrying cost. So total cost you can calculate, and then obviously you can compare. One question, shall we discuss any query if you have? I think I have got some query. I am a direct entry student for applicable for May 2024 BOS live session. I have one doubt. In classroom hour, I have a doubt. Then how to send doubts? You can send your query the way you are sending right now, or you can send it through the BOS app. And I'm sure all the people, whoever sends it, they will be getting the answer, immediately within 24 hours. Okay. Consumption of material per annum, that is 10,000 kg. Order placing cost per order is 50. Cost per kg of raw material is 2. Storage cost is 8% on average inventory. So the same question, if you want to solve, first of all, we need to calculate EOQ. So EOQ can be calculated into 2 into 10,000 into 50 divided by 2 into 8 by 100, that is 2,500 kg. Then number of orders to be placed in a year is 4 orders per year. So that is important. Then trade discount, which is deducted from the purchase price. Quantity discount deducted from the purchase price. Cash discount not deducted because its nature. Then subsidy deducted. So all these things you can remember that what is the treatment. Okay, you can make a small chart and you can write down in your notebook that what are the treatment of different items. Some of these items will be there in your numerical question. Loss of material, there are different kind of things. Waste, scrap, spoilage, defective and obsolescence. Waste, normal absorbed by good unit production, abnormal transfer to costing PL. Scrap, normal and abnormal. Normally it is borne by good unit and realizable value is deducted from the cost. Abnormal profit or loss in the scrap treatment on realization will be transferred to PL. Then spoilage normal, again it will be included in production. Abnormal charge to costing PL. Defective normal will be cost less realizable value. Abnormal will be material cost of abnormal loss transferred to costing PL. Obsolescence loss arising out of obsolete material is an abnormal loss, and it does not form part of the cost of manufacture. Question, we can discuss one particular question if you have any doubt. Yes, very good. Miss Siri, I think you have calculated a number of order you have calculated. So in this way, you can calculate the question. You can do the question with me also. So that will be helpful to you also, and I can also carry on. So this is one type of question, which the first one I told you, which is calculation of EOQ. Now, let us discuss the second kind of question. If you have any doubt, by the way, you can always send it to me. So listed price of one lot is given, that is 50,000. Trade discount is given, that is 10% on listed price. Then CGST and SGST is 12%, that is 6% of CGST and 6% of SGST. Cash discount is 10%, will be given only if payment is made within 30 days. Freight and insurance 3,400. Toll tax paid is 1,000. Demarge is 1,000. Then commission brokerage is given. Amount deposited for returnable container is given. Amount of refund on returning the container is given. Other expenses is also given at the rate 2% of total cost. 20% of material shortage is due to normal reason. The payment to the supplier was made within 20 days of the purchase. You were required to calculate cost per unit of material purchased to AKY Company Limited. So these are the overall computation. The listed price of material is 50,000. Less there is trade discount at the rate 10% on invoice price, that is of 5,000. So 45,000. Then 6% of CGST and SGST, 2,700 and 2,700. So that is 50,400. Then there is toll tax, freight and insurance, commission and brokerage paid. Cost of returnable container, amount deposited is 6,000, amount refunded is 4,000. So if you reduce it, then it will be 2,000. Other expenses is 2% of total cost, that is 1,200 and 60,000. Then if you reduce the shortage, then this unit will be coming, which is the normal loss. So there will be no amount. So cost of material of good units will be 60,000, that is of 800 units, and this will be 75. Important points to remember while practicing this chapter. Students should keep in mind certain specific topics from where questions are usually asked, like economic order quantity, as I told you. So some people were telling, yes, 60,000 good unit. Very good, Siri. Very prompt answer I can see from you. So these are some of the important points. Some people were asking about what are the important things you should keep in mind. While practicing this chapter, you should keep in mind the certain specific topics from where the question usually asked. Numerical question, particularly the EOQ, various level, treatment of waste, scrap, spoilage, but student lack conceptual clarity. So this is one of the input that if there is a deviation of, what I will say, the questions, if there is a deviation of information, then obviously you need to apply your mind, you need to apply your concept, and accordingly you can pursue that particular question. Students need to practice more and more for quick recapitulation during the examination, right? So this is the important points to remember. If you have any query, you just let me know. Then how the annual consumption to be calculated for raw material or finished goods. Then calculation of carrying cost like average inventory, how the carrying cost is calculated, average inventory into carrying cost. What if only rate is given, then average inventory into rate into cost per unit. What if only amount is given, then average inventory into carrying cost. Please keep these things in mind. And I'm sure you must be noting down all these things in your notebook, because these are the important tips or important points to remember or points to ponder, which is very, very important for you to sit in examination. Which formula to be used when average stock level? Normally you use minimum plus maximum by 2, but when the reorder quantity and minimum stock is only given, then you can apply minimum stock plus half into reorder quantity. Danger stock level, minimum consumption into emergency delivery time, or average consumption into emergency delivery time. Derivation of formula also you should be knowing that how it is derived, how the concept has come. So which is given in the study materials, that will also help. If you have any question from the unit 2, you just let me know. Any question, any doubt you have in this particular what I will say chapter, you can come back to us. Any doubt, if anybody, any of you is having. No? Okay. So, shall we go to the employee cost? Third chapter. Will not take much time because our main objective is to give you that how you can improve. We have seen last time also that there were certain things which you needed to improve. Particularly, we have seen in the examination. So, these were some of the word points. Let me go back to the PPT. Can you see the presentation? Okay. Okay. Sorry, students. Seems to be a little bit of technical issue. We'll just come back to you. Ajit, you can give a 2 minutes break. Let me just correct it. Okay. Is it okay? Huh. Shall I? Welcome back, my dear students, and sorry for a little bit of technical issue. Employee cost we were discussing. So, meaning of employee cost basically, we were discussing then control of employee cost, attendance and payroll procedure. Then there is idle time, overtime, wage and incentive payment system, absorption of wages, which includes both timekeeping and time booking, then efficiency rating procedure, and then employee turnover. Idle time, if you see that break for lunch, for an example, which is like normal one, the time which we cannot be avoided to reduce the time is abnormal. For an example, fire, like strike, power failure, etc. And normally this abnormal time arises on account of abnormal causes should be charged to costing PL. Normally it happens like as I told you, tea break may be there, coffee break may be there. So that time we can consider that, but abnormal time has to be charged to costing PL. These are the different kind of system. The time-based, output-based, premium bonus, Halsey, Ravan, replacement, separation, flask. So number one, time-based, output-based, just you need to know. In the premium-based, mainly you need to do two things. One is the Halsey premium plan and one is the Ravan premium plan. Halsey premium plan and Ravan premium plan, basically we can understand by using that how the bonus is calculated. Okay, and also you need to understand that at certain point of time both the bonus will be same, right? There may be mention of some other bonus system like birth and all, but nothing is mentioned, nothing is given as part of the syllabus. Only Halsey and Ravan is part of your syllabus, and other methods we have mentioned only to improve your knowledge. Then replacement, separation, flask, employee turnover including accession. So number of employees replaced by number of average number of employees on roll into 100, number of employees separated during the year, average number of employees on rolls during the period into 100, number of employees separated plus number of employees replacement, average number of employees on rolls during the year into 100, number of new employees joining in a period excluding replacement, average number of employees on the roll in a period into 100, employees turnover including accession, number of new employees joining in a period excluding replacement, average number of employees on the roll in a period into 100, number of separations, number of accession into average number of employees. So normally some of these ratios will be given. Let's say some figure is given and replacement maybe ratio is given and some other information is given, and you need to calculate the whole gamut of information. So employee turnover is another very important part we need to know. Now there is a technical question. You have any query? Just let me know. Any further query? So bonus paid under the Halsey plan with bonus at 50% for the time saved equals to the bonus paid under the Ravan. So how we can do that? We can show that bonus under Halsey. Just now I told you how we can calculate the bonus under Halsey. 50 into 100, then standard minus actual into the rate. And under Ravan, how we can calculate actual hour by standard hour and then the difference between the two into rate. So bonus under Halsey plan will be equal when we are also taking it 50 by 100. So if this is 50 by 100, means actual hour is 50% than the standard hour, then the bonus calculated under Halsey and Ravan will be equal. So this is the statement: when the actual time taken is 50% of the time allowed, the bonus and under Halsey and Ravan plan is equal. Under Ravan system, a highly efficient worker may obtain same bonus as means and negative points about the Ravan system. How we can prove that? So time rate you can take 60, time allowed 8, time taken 6 hours, time taken by Y is 2 hours, bonus will be 90, for Y will be 90. From the above example, it can be concluded that a highly efficient worker may obtain same bonus as less efficient worker under this particular system. So you can see that one has saved 2 hours, another has saved 6 hours. But then also bonus calculation for the same, for the two worker is same. So this is a very classic example of that how Ravan system, in the Ravan system, a highly effective worker will be getting the same payment as a less efficient worker. Important points to remember: question based on employee cost, direct and indirect, treatment of normal idle time and abnormal idle time, treatment of overtime wages, calculation of wages under Halsey and Ravan system, then different labor turnover. So these are the important points which you can remember, and then we can go for overhead or different kind of absorption. Any question in employee cost? Very quickly, you can just let me know so that we can give the reply of that query. Any question you have related to employee, any technical query or any exam related query. We have seen a lot of understanding error, calculation error, and when the question is given based on your concept, sometimes you are unable to cope up with that particular information, which is not justifiable. Okay. Yes, direct expenses not covered. Direct expenses is not part of the existing syllabus. It is the part of the upcoming syllabus, means the new syllabus, which will be applicable for May 2024. Profit foregone computation also you can go through. Right. Okay. Thank you very much for your query. So now let us go to overhead. Factory or manufacturing or production overhead, office and administrative overhead, selling and distribution overhead, by nature fixed overhead and variable overhead and semi-variable overhead, by element indirect employee and indirect expenses, then controllable cost and uncontrollable cost. Steps for the distribution of overhead: estimation of overhead by standing order, allocation of overhead directly attributable to Department of Cost oblique the centers, apportionment of overhead, reapportionment of overhead, and absorption. Reapportionment, there are mainly three techniques which is used, which is very popular. You need to know all three: direct redistribution step, that is non-reciprocal, and then the reciprocal. And in the reciprocal, these again are very important, particularly simultaneous equation. Then there is trial and error, and then there is repeated distribution. As far as the methods of absorption of overhead, the overhead rate, total production overhead of a department divided by budgeted direct material cost of all product into 100. Total production overhead of a department by prime cost. Total production overhead of a department by direct labor cost into 100. Direct labor hour rate is equal to total production overhead of a department by direct labor hour into 100. Only the expenses directly or immediately connected with the operation of the machine which is taken into account. All expenses including other manufacturing expenses such as supervision charges, shop cleaning, etc., incurred for the department as a whole, hence not charged to a particular machine or a group of machine. Please remember this statement. And how we can calculate the rate per unit of overhead, amount of overhead divided by the number of units. Then these are the rate which are given: normal rate, predetermined rate, and blanket rate. This you must remember. Then there is departmental overhead, that is also very, very important. You can see the presentation very clearly, I hope. You can see the presentation. Mohit, Kiran, Siri, everybody, students. Okay. Now, what are the important points to remember in this? First of all, you should understand the meaning and differences among the different terms which is used in this particular chapter, like allocation, apportionment, and absorption of overhead. Second, students should know various technique of reapportionment because they apply different way or while solving the question than what is required. So that is very important. Calculation of the overhead recovery rate under different method, that you must be very clear. Machine hour rate, how to calculate that, what are the adjustment you require to make. Preparation of an overhead distribution statement, then determination of the service department distribution by way of different techniques which is just told you. Then determination of the total cost of the product. Activity-based costing, cost ascertainment, direct cost and indirect cost, tracing of cost, cost allocation, product and service, cost allocation, traditional costing, activity-based costing. Then based on machine hours, labor hours, volume, etc. Then based on cost driver, factor that can cause a change in the cost of an activity. These are the question which is there in the previous RTP, very important question. Just I will tell you very, what I will say significantly. So in activity based costing, mind you, first you need to trace the cost. Then you allocate based on the driver. So driver is very important here. And if you can do that, then obviously this is one question which you can go through that. Since it's a long question, I am not discussing it. This question was given in the earlier RTP, so you can go through this particular question. When you will be practicing RTP, at least you practice previous 3-4 RTPs as well. Okay. Yes. Yes. Thank you very much, Mohit, Kiran, Shiri. Bhumika. Yes, thank you. Theory question ABC, advantage, disadvantage, how to do it, what is the cost driver rate, etc. You can go through. Then computation of the rate, cost allocation base, determination of the total cost or cost per unit of the product using ABC. While attempting the question on activity based costing, you should be able to hunt down the driver, cost center, cost driver, and then you should be able to calculate the cost driver rate. And if you are able to do that, then your job will be simplified. Now let's come to cost sheet. Functional classification elements of cost, direct material cost, then direct employee cost, direct expenses. Obviously, these three will be collectively known as prime cost, PC. Then production oblique manufacturing overhead, administrative overhead, selling overhead, and distribution overhead, and then the R&D cost. Cost head, already I told you, prime cost, cost of production, cost of goods sold, and cost of sales. And each time we are basically progressing. Initially, all direct cost putting together, we have got prime cost. Then cost of production when we are adding the factory overhead and adding the opening stock of WIP and deducting the closing stock of WIP. If there is any factory related cost, we'll add there. Cost of goods sold, cost of production plus the adjustment of finished goods, opening plus and closing minus. Cost of sales, which is cost of goods sold plus admin overhead, which is the general admin overhead. Factory overhead, factory admin overhead will be included in factory. Then selling overhead, packing costs, secondary, and then the distribution overhead. And this is the cost sheet which is there. You can see it already. You know it, but please conceptually you should be very clear that which particular adjustment to be done and which place. So that's very important. Question particular amount, raw material, direct wages, machine hour worked, machine hour rate, admin overhead, selling overhead, unit produced, unit sold, selling price per unit, raw material. So you can prepare this cost sheet in two columns. One, cost per unit. So total output you can write down on the top. And then, yes, Siri, absolutely correct answer. Very good. Gadi Siri, I think is the name who is continuously replying absolutely correctly. Raw material. So you can put a total column, and then you can have a cost per unit column as well. Okay. So raw material, then direct wages, then prime cost. Then if you have added factory overhead, then cost of production, less closing stock of finished goods, then cost of goods sold, then if we add the administration overhead and selling overhead, and then the cost of sales. So this is basically how the cost sheet will be prepared. There is a master cost sheet problem which is given in the study material with all kind of adjustment. You are requested to go through that also, and previous 3-4 attempt question also, as well as 3-4 year MTPs and RTPs. Important points to remember while preparing cost sheets. Sometimes students get confused regarding the treatment of certain items, like in the case of administrative expenses, power and diesel. So initially, a few days back also there were question on that. So mind you, in case of no clarity is given in the question, student may take appropriate assumption in the way of note whether it's direct or indirect. Most probably what is most correctly, that you can always try to put that. Then the cost accounting system, material control, wage control, production overhead, WIP, administration overhead, finished goods, cost of goods sold, cost of sales, selling and distribution overhead, etc. Then how the reconciliation can be done? So we have given a very brief, very crisp way of remembering the reconciliation. Items which is included in financial accounts only, and items which is included in cost accounts only. So purely financial expenses like interest on loan, expense and discount, other capital losses, losses on the sale of fixed asset and investment, interest received on bank deposits, loans and investment, dividend received, profit on the sale of fixed asset and investment, transfer fee received, rent receivable. Items which is included in the cost accounts are notional expenses like charge in lieu of rent where premises are owned, interest on capital and notional figure through though not incurred, salary of the proprietor at notional figure, notional depreciation on the asset fully depreciated for which the book value is nil. Unit and batch costing, next topic. Yes. Which question you were talking about, Tanish? 10 marks question where? November 23. Means there is no application as such. What is there in the study material is correct. It is not that it is applicable or it is not applicable. So are you studying? If you are studying November 2023, please concentrate on that. Okay. And if you are studying for May 2024, okay, Tanish, what do? You put your question on the BOS app. We'll come back to you. We'll speak to you and clear your concept. Okay. Put your query on BS app, mobile app. Okay. So in case of unit and batch costing, there will be unit and batch part. Unit, we can go for the process of cost accumulation and calculation. Batch meaning process, EVQ, the difference between job and batch costing. Root over 2 ds by c. So annual demand for the product, setting up cost per batch, carrying cost per unit of production, all these things will be applicable. Job and contract costing, second, the next chapter. So different definition, different way of doing it. Then different calculation like value of work certified, value of cost of work certified, cost of work uncertified, progress payment, retention money, cash received, notional profit, cost plus contract, escalation clause, etc. Process and operation. So process costing used in industry where the material has to pass through two or more process. Operation is the refinement of process costing. Then treatment of losses, normal process loss, abnormal gain. Equivalent production unit is equivalent production means uh, converting the incomplete production units into their equivalent complete units. Equivalent complete units is equal to actual number of units in the process of manufacture into percentage of work completed. Okay. Then valuation of work in progress. Two main techniques, FIFO and average. Then inter-process profit is also there. Important points to remember: calculation of equivalent units of using different methods, valuation of WIP and finished product using different technique, preparation of process, treatment of normal loss, and abnormal gain, calculation of inter-process profit. Sometimes question based on process accounting require wastage calculation also. So please be careful about that kind of question. And sometimes we have seen the examinees are not able to understand the steps to be followed, which is the reverse calculation. So if any reverse calculation is also there, then you should be able to understand that. Yes, Kiran, we'll discuss that MTP question. At least we'll go through that MTP question as well. So let us not discuss this particular question again. So this is one question you can again go through. Then there is joint product and byproduct. What specifically you should be concentrating in? What are the different methods? Physical unit, NRV, then technical estimate and other like market value after further processing. So how to apply, when to apply this technique is going to be very, very important. Then byproduct cost, when they are very small value, then what kind of treatment we can have. When the byproducts are considerable total value, what kind of treatment we can have. Where they require further processing, what kind of treatment they require. An entity incurs a joint cost. This is one question I think you can try. You can solve that. In this particular chapter, the points you can remember, what are the theoretical questions, the conceptual question, then apportionment of joint cost over joint product. So this is a numerical question. Apportionment joint product over byproduct under different methods. So joint product as well as byproduct, both you should see, and then the preparation of joint product and byproduct account. Then the service costing, there are a lot of service sector which is included here. Composite unit and equivalent unit, the meaning of that. Then service sector, we have included transport, hotel, hospital, IT, toll road, educational institution, insurance, financial institution, and all these kind of things has been included. So different questions are there. You can go through the different question, and I am talking about November 2013 examination as well. I think, Tanish, what you can do for theoretical question, go through the study material once and write down the things in points, 5, 6 points, and then yes, you can go through test your knowledge. Test your knowledge obviously will not be testing all topic and all important questions. So first, study material, nothing is going to be out of that. Study material, point wise, conceptual wise, you clear, and then some important question you should practice from previous year question, RTPs and MTPs. Apply your mind, Mr. Tanish. Whenever you will be doing any numerical or any theoretical question, it's very important that you should be applying your mind. Then standard costing, there are material cost variance, total cost variance, and overhead cost variance. So material cost variance, labor cost variance, and overhead cost variance, these are important. Then under material cost variance, this is a beautiful chart what we have created. This is all taken from the study material only. You can also prepare one of your chart like this. then actual price variance, material usage variance, then mix and yield variance, then labor cost variance, labor rate, labor idle time, labor efficiency, labor mix variance and labor yield variance. Then variable overhead cost variance, variable overhead expenditure variance, variable overhead efficiency variance, then fixed overhead cost variance, which is again including fixed overhead expenditure as well as volume variance, and fixed overhead capacity, calendar, and efficiency variance. Calculation of variance when direct figure is given, then you can practice. Then the missing figure variances also you can practice. Standard costing question require computation of various variances where students lack conceptual knowledge behind the formula used. Thus, reasoning behind formula to be used is required before attempting this question. What is the concept behind that? From where this formula has come? That is basically very, very important. Then the marginal costing, absorption costing and marginal costing difference. Then how the marginal cost statement has come or equation has come. Selling cost minus variable cost. Already I told you many times, selling, variable cost, contribution, then fixed cost, then profit. So if this information is given, how you can go there? If this information is given, then how you can calculate the profit. So this is different kind of formulas which is used. Break-even sales, break-even PV ratio, fixed cost by break-even sales. This is also very important. Then fixed cost by PV ratio, you can calculate the break-even sale. Then PV ratio contribution by sale into 100. Then these are the different kind of permutation combination. Margin of safety, profit by PV ratio, or total sales by break-even sales. And you can go through this question very quickly. Fixed cost is given 1,50,000, variable cost is given, selling cost is given. You are required to calculate break-even point, sales to earn a profit of 20,000. Break-even point is fixed cost divided by contribution per unit. 1,50,000 by 15, that is 10,000 unit. Sales to earn a profit of 20,000, that is 3,40,000, and then 3,40,000. Then PV ratio will be coming. So break-even sales, profit and loss. This is the way you can calculate. What are the important points to remember? Different theoretical question, difference between marginal costing and absorption costing, question based on different formula, missing figure question, and decision making question, which now a key factor question also is very, very important. There is a question from Tanish. I have revised study material twice, giving mock test paper 1 where I have secured 95. Very good. Very good, Tanish. Keep it up. Okay. See, if your conceptual clarity is there, you may expect the question paper of the difficulty of May 2023 only. Prepare for the worst. So whenever you are getting that kind of question, first of all, you practice those kind of hard questions. And those kind of hard questions are also there in the study material. Then you improve your conceptual clarity. When you will practice the similar kind of question and you will have the conceptual clarity, automatically what will happen? You will be able to handle that and appear in more and more mock test paper, Tanish. Okay. Yes, Siri, you are correct. 10,000 unit was the answer. Theory question based on different formula, finding missing figures, decision making using marginal costing. Then the last chapter, budget and budgetary control, type of budget, zero-based budgeting. These are the definition basically you can go for. Then type of budget, capacity-wise, function-wise, product-wise, and master budget. Capacity-wise, fixed budget and flexible budget. Function-wise, there are different kind of budget. Then there is master budget, and period-wise, long-term, short-term, and current budget. A difference of fixed budget and flexible budget you must go through, and there are different kind of budget ratios also. People feels from where this comes, those are also part of the budgetary control chapter. Efficiency, activity, calendar, capacity, actual capacity usage, and actual capacity of budgeted capacity. So these are the ratios also you should go through. So there are some numerical question which is also given. Any question now? Because I'll be going for examination tips now. I'll request all the people who are attending this particular session, you practice, practice and practice. Practice is the key to cost and management accounting. If you feel your concept is very clear, but if you don't practice, you will not be able to solve in the examination condition. So you have to keep on practicing the question again and again so that you make yourself perfect, and you have to prepare yourself for any kind of situation. Mind you, you will be appearing in CA examination, and it is perceived to be one of the best examination as per the standard of question paper is concerned. So accordingly, you have to prepare it. You cannot prepare at the level of normal BCom. You have to prepare it like a professional course. Is it clear? Is it clear? So get ready for any kind of war situation like Tanis has asked. Nothing is enough, Siri, as such. All study material question you should do. All study material question, illustration and back exercise. And I can tell it to you that your study material is one of the best study material available in the market. Even comparing with the international study material. Lot of notes we have incorporated, lot of explanation we have incorporated so that it's very, very easy for you to grasp it. Yes, Bhumika, thank you. Yes, Kiran, I'll come to MTP question number 6. So how to revise? There is a reference book now, which is known as Sarans. You please go through that Sarans book, which is also available on the net, whole book. At last, for quick, when you are prepared, which is the capsule available in the BOS knowledge portal, then go through the quick and short note which you have done over a period of time, very for the theoretical part. Highlighted and bold portion during study you must make it and you go through. Then computation of various formula in chapters you can keep at one place and you can revise from time to time. Refer to the points or mistakes in the numerical question. Some of those mistakes which you commit also I told you. You please keep that in mind. You can refer to the summary given under each chapter. Take short break between revision to refresh your mind and body. Revise the new points of type of question in the recent RTPs and MTPs. Particularly the new type of question. Old question type maybe you are familiar with, but new question also you should be very familiar. Examination do's and do nots. In reading time, read every question carefully and underline all the requirement of that particular question. Underline the important points. Choose the question which would not attempt from question number 2 to 6. In 3 hours writing time, attempt the numerical question first and afterwards maybe theory. Because theory last question maybe you can attempt in a very short period of time. Solve the easy question first and then the difficult question so that you are having confidence high. If you are stuck somewhere while solving, leave it and go to the next question. Underline the main answer requirement, time permitting, otherwise have a clear presentation. While attempting theory, underline the main point in the answer sheet if possible and write down very crisp answer. Leave the last 10-15 minutes if possible for the revision. Do not, in reading time, don't waste your time reading questions requirement only, making margin or answer sheet. In 3 hours writing time, leaving any numerical question to solve for the end, you should not do. Not managing time, you should not do. Devoting a lot of time in one question, you should avoid. Not giving spaces and making answer messy and unreadable, you should not do. Wasting time and writing 2 pages answer for 4 marks or 3 pages answer for 4 marks is not advisable. Leaving a lot of blank pages together, you have to cross it, mind you. So do not panic any kind of situation. Like Tanis is asking, sir, if 2023 material question paper types comes, what will do? You have to face it. Face it bravely. Prepare yourself thoroughly, practice a number of questions, and definitely you should be able to attempt it. And whatever best you can give, because thinking will not help you. So whatever best you can do, you can do it. Prajal, if you do not have concept clarity, then you should go through the study material again and again. Read the lectures, watch the lectures, go through the lectures, video lectures, which is available on BOS. Right? So now one or two question, I think one question request I have got. That question we can discuss that. Okay. You want this question, Bhumika, or somebody, I think, question number 6, the theoretical question you mean to say, beta? Doubt hai? Kiran, what is the doubt? Kiran, what is your doubt on question number 6? This is the theoretical question, and very briefly we have given the answer of that. B question, okay. Cost plus contract you mean to say? Kiran, cost plus contract you have doubt? If that is your doubt, cost plus contract basically means you have to, yes, 6B, that is cost plus contract. So that basically means that the price which is, let's say your cost is coming 10 crores and you have added 10% on that, that is basically known as cost plus pricing, cost plus contract, where your cost plus profit both is accumulated together. Clear? Then some advantages only we have to give. So any question, any other question, doubt is there? This is a standard costing question. I am sure that it's a very good question. You must go through it. This is service costing, cost of vehicles. This is a cost sheet question, lengthy cost sheet, lot of treatment we have given. Then this is a question of machine hour. Then EOQ question and material value. Then the production budget. So we have seen this time, yes, Kiran, thank you very much. We have seen this time also that straightway preparation of budget may not be given or straightway inventory question may not be given. So please have conceptual clarity. Okay, any question you have, any doubt? Regarding examination process, if you have any query. Any doubt, any query if you have, otherwise we'll end up. We have added 2 questions of MTP in the PowerPoint presentation also, which I have shown it to you. Now don't ask for this PowerPoint presentation. You need to prepare your own PowerPoint presentation and notebook from the study material. Everything from the study material. Keep that as Bible, like NCID book for different entrance examination like JE or NEET. They tell that you should go through the NCID book or even the board examination. Similarly, your study material should be your Bible. And we are continuously improving whenever we are finding there is spelling error or something or some issue, some clarification is required, we will be giving it to you. Yes, Kiran, thank you. Thank you very much. Anybody is having any other question, any doubt? So, okay, Kiran, I have taken your request and I will talk to the concerned people. And if required, I will be taking another session. Maybe before the examination or maybe after some time so that you can have more queries clarified. We can keep only for queries also if you all require. No, Mohit, we are only your providing academic inputs. It is done by exam department through the examiners enrolled. So that's the system. We cannot speak much about that. But BOS is basically your hand holding, what I will say, department from ICAI. We are on your side. Any query, any issue, always come back to us. Any doubt, any confusion, even if there is any, always we are looking for improvement. Though we have taken utmost care while preparing the whole things. Maybe after second MTP, yes, we can do. You can send a request. I hope you have liked the way we have summarized each and every chapter, and then I have shared some of the examination tips with you, the do's and do nots. And if you can follow it rigorously, this will be really, really helpful. I can tell you that. It will be really helpful. This one. Anybody is having any other query, any further doubt? No, basically that's why I didn't take a break and we have continued. Yes, thank you very much, Kiran. Thank you, Shri. You are very prompt in giving answers. Prajwal, I told you how to clear the concept, go through the study material. Bhumika, thank you very much. Tanish, thank you. Mohit, yes, thank you very much. Setham Raju. A lot of name sometimes it's difficult to pronounce, in fact. Okay, fine. No, that's why we have not taken a break and we have continued. Yes, I will be taking another session on financial management that is probably on 29th. Okay, is it all right? Okay, thank you very much. Thank you all. Thank you, the technical people who were there helping me. Thank you all. If you have any doubt, you please come back to me through the mobile app and we'll be able to clear your concept. And I hope that you will be mentally well prepared for dealing any kind of question paper. Mind you, will be appearing in professional examination. So make yourself tough and ready for any kind of challenges, whatever you require. Thank you very much. Are you there, technical person? Yes. बीच में जो ब्रेक दिया था ना उसको काट देना फिर जब अपलोड करोगे ना, है ना? ठीक है, थैंक यू, थैंक यू।